stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Aggedor, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I hope, indeed I pray, that we shall not be found unworthy of our victory if after toil and tribulation it is granted to us. For the rest, we have to gain the victory. That is our task. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour. We shall not fail or falter. We shall not weaken or tire. Neither the sudden shock of battle nor the long-drawn trials of vigilance and exertion will wear us down. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
I'm an Englishman. I'm from Bermondsey, southeast London. My father was called George. He was also from Bermondsey. His father, another Bermondsey man, was called George too. And his father, my great-grandfather, is from the same place. He was called Edward. These 3 generations of my family were in the fish trade. I'm the first member of my family not to work at the market in Billingsgate. My great-grandfather had 11 brothers and sisters. They all married, except one. They had 43 children. Of these, 37 married. And between them, they had a further 159 children. One of those was my father. I don't know exactly how many of his generation married or exactly how many children they produced. I've so far tracked over 200 of them. Many still live in Bermondsey. Some are still in the fish trade. There are 7 called George and 5 called Victoria. I stand here in front of you as a representative of all of them. And I ask in their name the great question put by our patron, Mr. Powell. What do they know of England who only England know? Or, what can my family who come from England, who lived in England, who know only England, say of this, our country? Mr. Powell once spoke of the destruction of ancient Athens and the miraculous survival in the blackened ruins of that city of the sacred olive tree, the symbol of Greece, their country. And he also spoke of us, the English, at the heart of a vanished empire, seeming to find within ourselves, like one of our own oak trees, the sap rising from our ancient roots. And he said, perhaps after all, we who have inhabited this island fortress for an unbroken 1,000 years, brought up, as he said, within the sound of English birdsong, under the English oak, in the English meadow, beneath the red cross of St. George, it is us who know most of England. And I appreciated him for saying that, because it was as if he spoke for my family, who understand well their own country, who understand even better their own capital, London town, as we used to call her. As we strolled in her parks, as we marvelled at her palaces, as we did business in the city, went west for a dance, took a boat on the river, the pale ale and eel pie of old London, the London of my family for as many generations as I know, the London that within 15 years would be less than 50% white, London where in 15 years a white person will be in the minority. Am I racist? No. Do I have anything against people of other races? No. Would I prevent them from coming into my home? No. So what then is my gripe? My gripe. And I speak on behalf of 7 men called George and 5 women called Victoria. My gripe is quite simple. My gripe is that we were never asked. My gripe is that we were told, not asked. And every day we are told again and again how we are to be and how our country is to be. We're told by them, and we know who they are. They're English too. They're the class that has always set themselves apart. They're the class that has always taken whatever they wanted for themselves. And now they are the class that is giving England away. They have never asked us, and they never will. Do we allow them to sell our heritage? Or is it time for us to speak? To speak. To refuse them the right to give away our holy, our bountiful, our only England that has nurtured us naked, grown us as the oak. Is it time for us that England know to come yet again and defend our country with our fire, our fists? Is it time for our sons to rise again? I say yes. I say yes. I say yes.
Yes. Yes, and it was answered by the ballot box. In 11 days' time, we will have our Brexit. The bells of England should ring loud and proud that we, the English, the people of our nation, stood up against the adversity with everything that was thrown at us and defend what we stood up for, what we've all stood up for. Yes, we've had to do it with our fists. We've done it through the ballot box. Brexiteers out there, be proud of yourselves, because in 11 days from now, there'll be celebrations across this great nation of ours. and rejoice because it's so important. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is the English Defence League radio show broadcasting live from blogtalkradio.com. The English Defence League radio show, the truth and the voice of the EDL. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the title of the show, thanks to you, Dave, absolutely awesome, was English Defence League radio show, 19th of January 2020. Creature of the Left. That's the banner. Welcome to the English Defence League radio show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell, and my wingman for this evening is Dave Agador Milner. Tonight, we will be discussing headlines of the week and recent past with an examination of the Frankenstein monster the left and their death cult allies have made from the alchemy of political correctness. This creature has become angry, strong and uncontrollable. It not only consumes the very lefties who made it what it is today, but its vice-like hands are grasping the very throat of civilization. Truth is the only weapon that will end this reign of terror forever. Stand with us as we fight the evil. No surrender ever. All that is necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. And that was, of course, by the late great Edmund Burke. Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. And, of course, that was by the late great President John F. Kennedy. And without further ado, let me pass it over to my wingman who's in the studio with me tonight. He's been having a few tech issues like I had, and we are both sitting in the studio together tonight. Dave, welcome, brother, and I hope you are well, and good evening to everybody who's listening in the United States and across this great globe of ours. Hi, Dave.
Hey, good evening, Jeff. Good evening to everybody in the UK. Hello to everybody in the United States. Hello to everybody around the world, and, of course, off Earth. Okay, guys, bit of a show note. You may be hearing a bit of a buzz whenever I talk on the show. Now, that is because I've got an issue with electrical interference that is getting into my recording equipment, and it is something that it is going to take me a long amount of time to resolve because it's going to take money, which I don't have.
Okay.
I did attempt, and Jeff, you should know this, to call in to the studio to use my telephone so that I could get rid of the buzz instead of using the normal method that I use. But the call-in number is not working. Now, I would like to address this to Blog Talk Radio. Guys, you charge people a premium to use your service. And along with the wonderful AM radio quality sound that people have to deal with, your biggest strength, you say, is that you have phone lines. Well, today you don't. This needs to be resolved. And guys, if this problem continues to be as bad, I'm talking to the listeners now, if this problem continues to be as bad as it is, unless I can call into shows and things of that nature, I may have to go ahead and leave the air until I can get this problem resolved. All right? Jeff, I know that you say I sound okay to you, but when I play the show back...
Yeah, I mean, I can hear the buzz myself, and I know it's, you know, to the greater audience out there, it is rather annoying, but, you know, to me...
It is.
I know you've got an issue, and... you know, and it is, I can't believe that the calling number's not working. What the hell's going on there then?
Well, I can believe it. No, I can believe it. Given Blog Talk Radio's performance over the years, with its paying customers and everything, I can completely believe that their call-in number isn't working. You know, and as I said, or as I'm trying to say here, I always want to bring people quality. And if people listen to the show and they're being annoyed by buzz that's going on when I talk. Folks, I apologize. We try to bring you quality programming and as quality as sound as we possibly can. Trust me, I've done everything. If you can think of something that I could possibly do to resolve this situation, I've done it. There's only one solution left, and it costs a lot of money. So, trust me, that's coming up. And if it can't be done in sufficient time, then as much as I enjoy helping Jeff out with this program, I'm going to have to leave the area for no other reason than for quality and things of that nature. I'll still help Jeff out with show slides and scripts and stuff like that and things of that nature, obviously, and throw him some story ideas. But, guys, if listening to me is more of an irritating experience than it normally is, then, yeah, I want you guys here on the show listening to Jeff and getting the truth. I'd rather have that than have me on the show. So, I'm just throwing this out there to you guys before we begin the actual show. Jeff, I really hope you can understand this.
Well, I can, and at the same time, I feel very saddened that the situation has become so grave with you, Dave, that, this has to be resolved, isn't it? You're my wingman, and I don't like steering a ship without my wingman, so I hope this is resolved ASAP. Because it's, the airwaves won't be the same without you and me, Dave, doing our thing. Without you especially, that's what I'm saying. Hopefully, it can be resolved one way or the other. Hopefully, it's not going to, hopefully not too financially hit, if you know what I'm saying, Dave. But anyway, it's going, Dave. Thank you for being. I can't hear the buzz at the moment, so I don't know what's happened there, but it's gone rather quiet, unless you muted yourself or something. But it seems it's steadied down. I can't hear nothing at the moment. But anyway, we have got the show to do tonight, haven't we, Dave? So hopefully, we'll. Ladies and gentlemen, as I say, Dave is he likes to bring you the best, the best sound, the stories, and I know what Dave's like. Me and him have worked together for so many years now, so with Dave sharing that with me, that upsets me, because Dave's a dear friend of mine, not just a colleague, but a dear friend, and so the airways would never, ever be the same without my friend. I know when Dave would be in the background, but it's not quite the same. When I do my thing, I like to bat and ball with Dave, you know what I mean? And that's how we've always gone about our business here, which we both enjoy doing together. And it is, fighting the good fight. But Dave, it's gone quiet, that side. So what have you done? Have you muted something or something?
Yeah, I have, Jeff. You can probably hear the buzz again now. It's gotten that bad. Yeah, there's the buzz again. But anyway, guys, we're gonna do you a show today, all right? And the thing that really precipitated this was what happened on an episode of the BB show Question Time. That was really the spark for this. And this has been covered a few times in different ways and everything. But it's something that I'm tired of, and it's something that Jeff's tired of. It's something that a lot of people are tired of. And that's the double standard that's being applied to people, the racism that's going on right now in our public forums, the fact that people are being allowed to be racist and call other people racist at the same time. It's annoying as all hell. But guys, if Jeff, you don't mind, I'm going to save that for a little bit later, because really do want to get done with one thing that we started out, the first show we came back this year with, okay? This Delling poll, this Delling poll article from Breitbart, a few things we could happily live without in 2020, all right? I'm going to read a few of these things, and Jeff, get your comments, and then, of course, I'll come back with mine, and I'll be muting myself while you do yours, because people want to hear you and not the buzz, okay? Now, one of the things that this Delling poll columnist says we can do without is Sir Elton John. Now, Sir Elton John recently announced during a show in Vienna, Italy, that he is, quote, you'll love this, Jeff, you'll love this, sick to death of Brexit, end quote, and, quote, ashamed, end quote, of Britain. He added that he is a, quote, European, end quote, and not a, oh yeah, Jeff, you'll really love this, quote, stupid, colonial, imperialist English idiot, end quote. It's quite possible that not even the lyrical genius of Bernie Taupin could describe what a sad, so sad, and sad situation this is, nor how unhappy we British will be if Sir Elton takes the cruel decision to leave our bigoted island forever and never grace us with his regal presence again. But I guess we'll manage somehow. Jeff, I know you got some things to say about that. Go.
Oh, well. Goodbye, Elton John. You was an arsehole all of your life. I can't believe it. How dare he? How dare he? It's people that like myself many years ago who helped him with future, his future, everything he's done. If it wasn't for the great general public, the English colonialisms as us, that put him in that position. Elton John, you are just a stuck-up snob. How dare you talk about this great nation like that? And the people who served you well, who's made you very rich. But no, it's all about me, isn't it, Elton? Like it always has been. He's a total drama queen. It's been told many times, Dave. Drama queen says drama queens, and there's Elton John. There you go. He throws a tantrum. He gets a little key wrong. He throws everything out of his plan, Dave. Yeah, goodbye, Elton John. Goodbye, you arsehole. We will put it this way. What you've did there, you've made a lot of people very angry with you. So, Sir Elton, stick your sir where the sun don't shine, my old son. Bye-bye. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, Jeff. I believe that his real name is, well, of course, people can say who Tommy Robinson's real name is. So I'm going to say who his real name is. I believe his real name is Reginald Dwight, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, so, Reg, listen, I'm not British. I'm not British, but I have to say, first of all, your knighthood. Okay, now over here in the States, we give singing stars and movie stars and whatever's, like, artists and people like that in the arts community, we give them the Medal of Freedom. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with warfare or anything of that nature. But in the UK, you guys give people like that knighthoods. Okay, and I still, Jeff and I, folks, have had this discussion before. I still just can't imagine Elton John getting his fat little rump into a suit of armor, to be hoisted onto a horse and given a lance and going out there to battle. I don't even think he could lift a broadsword. So, I mean, and
he could be steady broad.
well, he would, yeah, nice, Jeff. He wouldn't even be interested in lifting one of those. But
no, that's what I mean. You know, there was a cliche there. But
yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it seems as I say you know, like what's happened with Harry and his other half. The Queen's basically taken their royal prerogatives away from them. She should do the same with him. How dare he talk about the country like that? She should do if he wants to turn his back on the people of this nation and speak about us like that, then the Queen should re-unnight him, or whatever the word is. Take his knighthood away, Your Majesty. Get shot of it. He's an asshole, madam. There you go, Dave. I've said my... If you're listening in, Your Majesty, you know, you've got to do what's right for the people. Your family's been in turmoil at the moment, and I think with the... no, you don't need another drama queen, my dear. You do not need another drama queen. Get shot of him. There you go, Dave.
And that is it for this time. Next time, Part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye. The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2020. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
This is Shannon Wright of The Right Way with Shannon and Mike in the AM. Mike's not here, so I gotta talk fast. You gotta join us. Fall season. Getting ready to start up with a whole bunch of new stuff. News and food and politics and sports and entertainment and a whole bunch of stuff. But wait, Mike's coming. I gotta go. Remember, Shannon and Mike in the AM on SHR Media, Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America, one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making of this ad.
Join me, Jack Alexander, for the Jack Alexander Experiment podcast, as I take a unique outsider's look at the issues affecting the USA. I fearlessly take on the issues that everyone else is too scared to touch. The Jack Alexander Experiment podcast is available wherever good podcasts can be found, like Spreaker, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcast. The Jack Alexander Experiment, because it's not a matter of left versus right, it's a matter of right versus wrong.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
Featuring the effervescent contrarian sackheads Clint plus the unrestrained bulbosity of BZ, the Sackheads Against Tyranny is a real chat show. Doubling your late-night conservative talk show pleasure with double the hosts, you can listen every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Please note, some contents may have settled during shipping. Member FDIC, batteries not included, warranty void in Montenegro.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.